Hello guys, as you already know, probably, we will make this concept that I will show you now, if I can, okay, this concept, and yeah, I'm gonna put it on screen, but first we will start with the head, so I will put inside ZBrush, but first let's go with Dinosphere, then go to Subtool, just open Subtool, just for fun, just to have it. Disable floor, let's go to perspective, just preparing some stuff. Perspective for heads, it would be good, like 85 is nice. Maybe in the beginning we won't even need exactly perspective. Local symmetry, I always turn it on. And then start with the move brush to manipulate this sphere in order to make it look more like a helmet in the beginning, and then it will be made into a head. So now the resolution of this is a little bit too much for me. I like the resolution always to be smaller or lesser, or just, I don't know how to say it, it's, yeah, lower. Yeah, lower is the word that I was searching for. Thank you. And here it is. It's ready. No, it's not. Okay, now I will put this image here. In order for us to see it, we go to texture, import, and you will see in this folder I have a lot of cow references because, yeah, so I have two crops. One is for the upper body and the head, the other one is only for the head, and I think with only the head it will be easier because it will not take too much space in our canvas and we'll be able to work. So I'll click on it here and then add to spotlight, and then it's here, and I will just make it smaller. I don't need it to be super huge, and I'm happy with the result. I will go Z in the keyboard, which will just make this work. Z is turning on and off this tool set here, but we don't need it now, so I will turn it off. Now when I try to trim with my trim brush, nothing works. So always when you put something like this, spotlight, and you want to work with your brushes, go to brush, samples, and disable spotlight projection. And now our brushes will start working. The only brush that works, in my opinion, in my experience with this spotlight, is the move brush. So you can be deceived that when you put the spotlight and use only the move brush for a while, you will forget that you have to turn off spotlight projection, and suddenly you will notice that none of your brushes work, and you will be like, okay, so what happened now? And you will start to dig in internet, and eventually you'll figure it out. But why should you do it? Just remember, always turn spotlight projection off. So now you can see I'm making this character. This is kind of an orc, but it's based on reality. Always when we make a fantasy characters and stuff, we have to base some things in reality. His skull and face is almost real, not exactly, but almost real. I will go ahead and, okay, my menu is not working, so I will have to go and make again. So yeah, the menu that we've created, just the shortcut was not working. Now it's working. And okay, I will dynamesh it to 55 resolution, dynamesh, and now I can smooth better, because in the bigger resolutions the smooth brush is not working very well, and if your model starts in big resolution, most likely it will end up very crumbled, and that's not what we want, probably. So let's make the ears. I will just extrude them from here with a move brush. It's not exactly an extrusion because it's not I'm not using any extrude tool, but it's like this, you know, it's move brush, just pulling, pushing, and extruding, basically. So okay, I have these ears. They look fantastic. And I like very much to do this kind of fantasy characters instead of real ones. Real ones require a lot of anatomy knowledge, and if you do a fantasy character, for example a dragon or something, you will have to know, or at least have some references. For example, for a dragon, you have to take a reference, for example, some kind of lizard, snake, or even dinosaur, because yeah, we have dinosaurs. No, but the dinosaurs probably were real, and we have things that you know, from the skulls they have made reproduction of the dinosaur, and yeah. But whatever, you need references. For the orc here, I won't need reference. I'm very familiar with the anatomy of the face, mostly, and I know what to do in order for the face to look, in this case it has to look manly, it has to look a little bit scary maybe, and that's I'm very familiar with this type of job. I do it all the time just for fun. Yeah, I don't know if this makes me a bad person or something, but I like to create monsters. Yeah, to sculpt them, of course. Not create real monsters, like, you know. Okay, so we are noticing here that the eyebrows are very they are like this, and here is the eye, and the one eye is yellow, the other one is probably yellowish but more normal looking. And since I don't have too much geometry here, I don't have too much resolution to work with, I just work with what I have. And the thing is, I always start from low resolution. I squeeze what I can from the lower resolution, and then go to the higher, and a little bit higher, like twice, not more than this, because it's yeah. So and because this, in this way you will make sure that you have done the main forms in the lower resolution, and then go to the higher resolutions for the rest and stuff like that. If you do the opposite, for example, you will not be okay, because in the higher resolution, to pull and push polygons in a greater scale will be they will end up smashed, and it will look awful, most likely. So you're better, I think, doing what I show you here. But if you're a great sculptor, for example, you can start from very high resolution and act as if this is a clay, which is perfectly okay. But if you're a good sculptor to begin with, if you are like me, just a regular sculptor, I start with a lower subdivision. This is much easier for me. I have tried working in the beginning with the big resolution, and I fail miserably every time. Maybe with practice it can be done, but I think this is better for now. So I'm going with the sides of the mouth a little bit like this, and he's very joyful, he's smiling, but we will fix that. Although we can make him smile, but it will ruin the impression of all of the picture. That in the picture he looks like he's a hunter or a warrior, and he's alone with his animal that he rides, and yeah, basically that's it. And he's looking for enemies. Maybe he is a lookout or something. He's a watchdog. So yeah, the thing is, when you are making this kind of a fantasy creature, you have a little bit more freedom, especially in our case here. I will not follow exactly perfectly the concept. I will follow only the things that I like in the concept. The things that I don't like, I will try to make them better. And this is my personal choice here. If you are a beginner in this, I suggest to just choose a very, very nice concept. The better, the better. So the better the concept, the better it will be. And just try to make it exactly as it is, because from good concept always came up a good artwork. From bad concept, you have to be very good to make a good artwork. And this concept that we have here is pretty nice. There are some things that I don't like, but most of the things are fine. So yeah, our guy is a little bit with a bigger mouth, so I will make it a little bit smaller. And when we disable symmetry and work on it, it will be even better. For now, I think his nose could be a little bit smaller, but that's a kind of a personal preference. Because like I said, if I like him as it is now, probably I will leave him like this. Because I like him now. He looks pretty awesome, pretty manly. And maybe we can get his head a little bit more elongated to be more heroic. And the neck probably it will be very, very thick, because he's a strong warrior, and he will be one of the most muscular guys that I have made for a tutorial for. And yeah, I haven't made too much tutorials about guys, only one, which is the tutorial about the male warrior, and it came up pretty nice. You can check that out too. But the thing is that this will be more muscular than the guy, and the guy was a warrior, yeah, and he was pretty muscular. This will be just like a Mr. Olympia type bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder type, or something like this, with veins and everything. And yeah, I think it will be just great. I like to do this type of characters. From very young age, I draw this kind of characters exactly. Like very, very muscular with very small heads. This guy won't have super small head, but we'll see. We can always adjust it, so it doesn't matter that if we make the head small in the beginning. If we don't like it, we can change it. I will show you, I will guide you through the process of it. It's not a problem. Now, I think it started to look good. You can notice that he has some kind of a teeth or horns, but most likely teeth, tucked here in his beard. It's a little bit of a gore thing, gruesome, but I kind of like it. It's a good detail. I won't do it to myself probably anytime soon, but maybe someday, who knows, it could be done. Yeah, we are all trying to be a little bit different, you know, not exactly like the other people, not exactly like the crowd, especially artists. We are trying to differentiate a little bit. We like to think that we are a little bit different than the others. Not exactly like them. Because we are human after all of us. So we cannot be super different, but still we can differentiate a little bit. So making this to myself will make me very different, especially in when you look at me. Probably most people won't see it as a good thing, but whatever. Okay, now we have to make room, not now, but we at some point have to make room for the teeth, because they are pretty important. Now I like how the concept is going, so I will go ahead and bump up the resolution. Now it's 56, I'll bump it up to 120, and enter, and then do this. And now I will just smooth a little bit, And then just go ahead and with the down standard brush, which is very, very nice brush for this kind of things, I will just make sure that the parts of his face are a little bit more or a little bit better represented, and we can see them better. He doesn't have a mustache, which is a shame, but whatever. We can make him a mustache, but we won't. If you want to know how to make a mustache or something like this, or a beard or a hair, but I mean long hair, for whatever character you're working on, you should go ahead and check out the warrior tutorial. It's a pretty difficult, I would say, process with the fiber mesh here in ZBrush, but it's pretty much interesting, and the way I do it is a little bit more unique than the way other people are doing it. I have my own style, and yeah, if you like to figure it out or see how it's done, you can check it out. So this is the upper eyelid I'm doing here. Okay. And the bottom eyelid. Then we will, of course, cover, not of course, but we will cover the upper eyelid with this skin here, because it will look more menacing, more manly this way. We will put, of course, an eye that we will make inside, eyeball I mean, and it will be just fine. So I think he's looking a little bit better than the concept now, even now. But this is my opinion only. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too attached to my work now, since I'm working already like 17 minutes on it. And it's, yeah, I'm getting attached to it probably. Which, by the way, sometimes can pose a problem, because when you're working, you are really getting attached to your work. Whatever, if you are drawing or sculpting, doesn't matter. You're getting attached to your work, and at some point you have to be very, very experienced to be able to see the things that are wrong. So most of the time I just go ahead and get out from the work for 10 or half an hour, 10 minutes or half an hour, and then when I'm back, most of the time I can see where my problems are. Or the other thing you can do is ask a friend of yours who is at least a little bit observant. You must have some friends that are even not artists, but they can observe things, and they just have this gift that they can tell you what's wrong, even though they are not artists. But they can say, okay, I think the ears, for example, are too long. Yeah, they are too long. Although in the concept, they are like this, mostly. But yeah, I'm just giving an example. So the ears will start not from here, they will start a little bit back from the middle of the skull area. So we'll take them back a little bit. So our chewing muscle here will be a little bit bigger. Our chewing muscle is this muscle here. Yes. And yeah, he doesn't look exactly like an orc yet, but I think he will at some point, especially when I put the teeth. Of course, the teeth will make him look more like an orc, obviously. And this will be probably for the first video. I hope that you will continue watching the tutorial, because it will be most likely much fun, especially the bull part. There are very few people that know how to model a bull, and you will see if I'm one of them in a few videos. Yeah, it will be so much fun. I will have to make a very, very muscular and very scary bull. But the guy also with the muscles and everything and this dreadlocks that he has, he will look very, very cool at the end. Although now he is looking pretty nice also. But yeah, we will make him better. Make him look better. I'm trying to mimic a little bit the bottom lip. So now this will be for this video and we will continue in the next one. Thank you.